guys, welcome back to Discovering Who I Am. As you know, I'm Shelby, and I'll be the OT again today. So if you want to do a little bit of a refresher, just go ahead and introduce yourself and maybe tell something that was the most highlight of your day today.
Okay, my name is Michaela. It's good to see you guys again. Something exciting that happened today is I passed a really hard math test. I was really nervous about it, and I'm so excited to go home and tell my parents how good I did.
Good job. You can go ahead and move on.
Okay, my name is Taylor, and I found out today that I got into the basketball team, so I'm really excited about that.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Good job. Congrats, guys. Thank you for sharing. So now we're going to go ahead and move into our activity for the day. We are going to work on a collage, and I'm going to hand out a couple pieces of paper. So there you guys go. And then you will go ahead and go through these magazines and cut out any pictures that you find that may represent yourself, any interests you may have, or things that represent you, or things you like to do. Pretty much anything that describes yourself, and go ahead and glue them onto the paper. So for example, looking through this magazine, I see pictures of a bunch of people, friends and family, so for me this would be something that I would cut out and paste onto my collage because that's something I value. So that's just a little bit of an example for you guys. Here you can have those magazines, and those are for you. And then if you want to take some colored pencils and go ahead and write, just give yourself a title, a good overview of what your collage is and what it represents about you.
Awesome.
I'm going to have you guys come up and just stand up and share with the group and just explain a little bit about your collage, what you made, the pictures you cut out, why you chose them, and what they represent about you. So Taylor, you want to stand up first? Come up here and just tell us a little bit about your poster.
Okay. Okay, so first I have a picture of two people hiking, and that's really important to me because that's something I like to do with my friends and family. I really like hiking, and it reminds me of some vacations that I took. And next I have a meal, and I put that on there because I really like to cook with my mom, and that's something that's really important to me. I also put a picture of a dog because I have a dog and he is my favorite. And lastly, I put a picture of a girl with some fashionable clothes on, and I put that on there because I'm interested in fashion design.
Very nice. Great job. Thank you for sharing. Michaela, if you want to take a step up here, and you can go next.
Okay. I titled my poster All About Michaela just because it represents a lot of different things about me. First of all, I put some colored pencils because I really like to draw. I often find myself doodling in my notebooks in class. I put a picture of a woman with a baby because I like to babysit a lot. I babysit pretty much every Friday night, and the little kids are my favorite. I also put a picture of Taylor Swift because she's my favorite celebrity. I always like what she's wearing, and I wish that I could sing just as good as she can. I also put the words OT because someday I hope to become an occupational therapist. So I'm trying to do really good in school so that I can get accepted someplace so I can go to a good college. I also put a basketball. Playing basketball is something that I've always wanted to do, but I've never been very good at. So it's something that someday I hope that I can become better at and that I can keep practicing. I also put a couple of images of fashion. So here's a flower and a necklace. I really like to wear accessories. I spend usually all my babysitting money on getting accessories. I also put some hair product on there because I really like to do my hair. And then the last thing I put was pictures of family because I have 3 siblings and we're all very close to each other. So I love to spend time with my family. I wish that my brothers and sisters lived a little bit closer so that I was able to see them more often. So these pictures just kind of reminded me of how much that I miss them. And that's all about Michaela.
Very good job, thank you. All right, guys, thank you for sharing both of your posters. Now we're just going to go ahead and go through. I'm going to ask you a few questions that I have laid out just to get to know a little bit more about you guys and to get a better understanding of each other. So Michaela, was it easy to find images that represented you in the magazines that you looked through?
Yeah, it was pretty easy for me to find images that represented me. I was kind of surprised that I was able to find, family images as well as images that represented my interest in fashion. So I thought that that was kind of cool.
And was there any particular magazine that you found more pictures rather than others?
Yeah, there was a magazine called Glamour Magazine, and that's where I got the picture of Taylor Swift, which I thought was really cool because, like I mentioned, she's my favorite celebrity right now. So I was also able to find pictures of accessories and hair products, so that was my favorite magazine.
What was your favorite song by Taylor Swift?
Right now, my favorite song is Shake It Off. I play it at home all the time, and my mom always yells at me to turn it down.
Taylor, do you have any interest in Taylor Swift at all?
Yeah, I like her too.
Yeah, do you? Very nice, thanks for sharing. And
Yeah.
Taylor, how about you? Did you find that there were more pictures in one magazine over another?
Yeah, I like the Glamour too, and I also like this Real Simple magazine. I found it kind of hard to find family-oriented pictures, and so I just chose activities I like to do with my family, like the cooking, which I pulled out of the Real Simple, and the hiking, which I got out of Glamour. So it was kind of challenging. I thought.
Yeah, some more your interests.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
very nice, thank you. Did either of you guys structure your poster a different way? Did you have a certain design about it, or did you kind of just put all the images on randomly?
Something that I noticed is that I wrote my title in the middle. So I wrote all about Michaela in the middle and then structured all of my images in a circle around it. I didn't really think that I had any specific structure to my images, but I do notice that I put the colored pencils next to the picture of a little kid swinging. So maybe that kind of represents that when I babysit, I really like to color with the kids. So that's kind of an activity that I do to play with them that both of us enjoy.
Yeah, and that's kind of relating one thing that you do, your job and your role as a babysitter, and connecting it to your interests. So it's
Yeah.
definitely two things that kind of relate to each other.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, very interesting. And you might have even done that subconsciously without realizing it.
Yeah,
Just
I
put it
think
in the
I
same
did.
spot.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Taylor? Did you have any design or structure to your poster?
I just kind of placed mine with how I cut out the pictures. I did put the food and the dog in the middle, which I think is maybe my most important hobbies. Cooking is really my favorite, so maybe that's why I put it in the center.
Yeah, and I noticed her title is kind of up top, right in
Yeah.
the center, and then the pictures are all below it, so that kind of shows something too. That very nice. And then looking at each other's posters, did you guys see similarities that you guys kind of cut out the same things or anything that kind of overlap?
One thing I noticed is that Taylor has a picture of her dog on there. I wasn't able to find a picture of a dog, but I have a dog too.
Oh, cool.
And my dog is also probably one of my most important hobbies. I treat her probably like a human a little bit too much, and she's kind of my best friend. So I definitely would have put a picture of a dog on the poster had I been able to find one.
Taylor, does that look like your dog, that exact picture?
Yeah, it kind of does. It's
Kind
a Shih Tzu Poodle mix. So.
Okay, I have a poodle mix too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
What are their names?
my dog's
Go.
my dog's name is Polly.
My dog's name's Bear.
Oh, okay. I have a dog too named Scooby, but she's a beagle. She's not the type
No
of dog you
poodle.
guys have. No poodle.
Another similarity, let's see. We both put stuff related to fashion on ours.
Yeah, I think fashion is definitely something that we had in common. I don't know, you kind of put more clothes, and I put a little bit more accessories.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's a major difference, but I do like fashionable clothes too.
Do you tend to wear a lot of accessories, or are you sticking to more like brands and the types of clothing
I
you
don't
wear?
really wear a lot of accessories. I don't really wear earrings or
Yeah,
I wear rings sometimes.
yeah.
And how about in high school? Do you guys feel that fashion is something that you feel pressured to keep up with because of other peers around you, or is it kind of just a personal choice that you personally want to dress how you feel?
I definitely feel pressure. A lot of my friends come from wealthy families, so their parents buy them a lot of designer clothing. And I have to buy all of my clothes myself, so I do feel pressure to use like all of my babysitting money to go and buy more expensive clothing than I really should be spending money on, but sometimes I feel like if I'm not wearing those brand labels, then I'm going to be kind of judged by my friends.
Yeah, I kind of feel that way too. But like a good way that I do is I go shopping at like TJ Maxx, which is like has name brand stuff for a lot less expensive. So
That's a
maybe
good
try
idea.
that.
Yeah,
you can
I
maybe
should
try that. Or the thrift stores too. They might have some off-brand
Yeah,
brand names that you might be able to find
that's
for
a good
cheaper
idea.
prices, so that you wouldn't have to spend so much money on that, and you still would be able to fit in.
Right.
All right, good job. And then, you said you had hiking on yours, right, Taylor?
Mhm.
So is there a particular memory in the past that you remember from hiking, or is this like a new hobby that you started to pick up over the past couple months?
Well, I first hiked when I was with my mom in California, so like that was a really good memory. That was a few years ago, and you know it is something that I like to do now also, so kind of triggered a new hobby of mine. Around my neighborhood, there's a few good hiking trails that I like to go on.
Oh, okay, that's awesome. And Michaela, do you have any interest in hiking?
After hearing Taylor talk about it, it is definitely something that I'd like to do. I have family that lives in Arizona. I think it would be really cool to hike out there.
Oh yeah.
I've heard they have some really good hiking trails. I've never done it before, but I really like to.
Yeah, maybe that's something in the future that you guys could try out together.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
A good idea. And then just a couple other things. So looking at the entire overview of your collage, what personal strengths do you feel represent your personality? Michaela, you can start out.
I think that this definitely points out that I am good at drawing. It's something that I kind of forget about myself sometimes because I never really do anything with drawing outside of when I'm at home. But it does kind of remind me that drawing is something that I really like to do and I value. Something else that I noticed is that my family is also really valuable to me, and it kind of reflects on my personality. I'm the youngest of 4 kids, so I think I get a lot of my personality traits from my older siblings, and I really look up to them a lot. So it kind of reminds me where my roots lie, and is just kind of a subtle reminder about how much I care about them and how much they reflect on my personality.
Yeah, family is a great thing to value. Do they live in the area? Do you see them a lot?
Unfortunately, one of them lives out of state. They're all starting to have kids, so I'm really hoping that they move back soon so that I'll be able to play with my nieces and nephews. But some of them live in town, so it's nice to get to see them.
And did you have any pictures of hiking, and you said you like to cook and hike with your mom, right?
Right, yeah. Mine's definitely also like about family, how much that means to me. Because I consider my dog part of my family, so that, and it's just like activities that I like to do with my family, really. Like the cooking, I've always done that with my mom since I was little, so yeah, it just shows that I'm family oriented too.
Yeah.
Very nice. And what does this reveal overall about who you are, these personal strengths that you have? What kind of characteristic would you describe yourself?
I think that it reveals that I am really like compassionate. So I'm really caring not only about my family members, but kind of about like the kids that I babysit for. I've grown so close to them that I kind of feel like they're a part of my family. So I think that it reveals that when I find something or someone that I care about, I really go after it, and I try to take that with me everywhere I go.
And just give it all.
Yeah.
That's a really good trait to have. And how about you, Taylor? What strength overall and do you find about yours?
I think it shows that I'm like well-rounded, have a lot of interests, and that I like to do with my family and friends. It just shows that I also care about everything that I do with my time.
Thank you. And then are there any things that you guys might see on each other's posters that may spark interest that you might want to try, a new activity?
I don't really know how to cook very well, so seeing you have like a recipe on yours, that definitely makes me interested in learning how to cook a little bit better. And I think it would be kind of fun to do that with my family too. Like that would be a good activity for my mom and I to do together.
Looking at Michaela's, I in the colored pencils, I've been really wanting to try the adult coloring books to relax myself later on in the evening. So yeah, is that something you do too?
Yeah, I actually do. I use my adult coloring books before I go to bed, sometimes when I'm done with my homework, and it helps me relax, and I feel like it helps me sleep better too. Yeah.
It's a very good relaxing technique, and focusing really on the different patterns and coloring. It's definitely a good stress reliever.
Yeah, it is.
And then, so looking overall at everything that you guys put, I hope you were able to see a little bit more about yourself and notice similarities between each other's posters. You guys are kind of both in high school going through the same experiences. You mentioned the fashion ideas and trying to maybe feel pressured to fit in with your peers.
Yeah.
So that's maybe something that you guys said you could try to shop at TJ Maxx or do stuff like that to save some money. But overall, like, you can see that you guys both definitely have similarities between each other's, your interests and new things you might want to try to pursue.
Yeah, I definitely would like to try both hiking and cooking, so it's cool that you do those things.
Yeah.
And maybe that's something that you guys can collaborate on in the future. You guys can both.
I could give recipes and stuff to try.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Thank you.
Okay, well, good job today, guys. Thank you for participating, and I'll see you at the next meeting.
Thank you.
Thanks.